Hey everyone, Alex here back with another video. Now, we did take the Tiguan on a little road trip and we do have a bunch of bugs on there. Now, I want to kind of show you a safe and effective way to remove bugs from the front of a vehicle. Now, ideally, best case scenario is if you have some kind of paint protection film and a ceramic coating, the bugs should just rinse right off. In this case, there is no paint protection film, but there is kind of a last step product. I think it's just bead maker on the front of there. Sometimes that does aid in removing the bugs fairly easy, really with just water. But I wanted to show you a few different methods of how to remove it. Now, these bugs have been on there for less than 12 hours, okay? So ideally, you want to try and get to the bugs as quickly as you can after a trip, especially if you're baking in the sun, that kind of thing. Now, I know a big question is, hey, I'm on a road trip, I'm away from home for a while, what can I do? Now, that's when you can kind of take like a road trip kit, if you will. A lot of the water washes don't allow bucket washing, but if you go early enough in the morning or later in the evening, it's usually not as busy and it's not that big of a deal. So you can have a rinseless kit and use some of the products I'm going to show you as well to kind of assist in that, just to keep your paint looking as good as possible. So one thing I'm going to be using first is I'm going to be using Koch Chemie Greenstar. So this probably 15-20 to 1, something like that on the front, should be able to pre-soak it, let that dwell, and it's just going to eat away at the bugs because the carcasses, the bugs are quite acidic. So you want to get that off as quickly as you can. So hit this with a fairly high alkaline. This is a 12.5, so it's a bit more on the pH scale. And then after we spray this, we're just going to rinse the car off, and then we're just going to do a regular bucket wash with gentle snow foam, also from Koch Chemie. We're going to keep it in that family today. Now, if the bugs are really, really caked on, and you want to soak it, foam it, rinse it, take a look, see how they are, and then during your wash process you can use something like the Jersey bug scrubber. So this, I will actually get nice and close here, it actually has a bit of a texture. This, chances are, won't scratch your paint if you're smart with it. Have enough soap, have enough lubrication, whatever, to kind of get this wet, keep this in your wash bucket, agitate the bugs lightly, no pressure, and then you can use the microfiber if you want to, but this will kind of grab the bugs. Or the Ultra Clay Scrubber, does have the bug scrubber on the back as well, right? So it's a very, very similar material, if not the exact same. So you have a couple options there. Or if you're as mild as you are, just depending, least aggressive first, just use the wash mitt, okay? Once you spray on your Greenstar, rinse off the car, see how the bugs look during the wash process. The wash mitt might be enough, right? So again, have a couple options available. Know what you can do, and again, start least aggressive and then work your way up if needed. Chances are these aren't going to mar the paint, again, if there's enough lubrication, but just do your best. So we're going to soak the car down. Right on the front, I'm going to show you the bugs with Greenstar, how they react, and we'll go from there. All right, now with me being quite familiar with this paint, it does have some last step protection, but as you can see, there's a lot of bugs. So here I have Greenstar at about 15 to 1. So I'm actually just going to soak it down, let it dwell, and then we're going to go ahead and rinse it off. You want to be fairly liberal with it. Again, you only really need to target the spots that have it, and then you're just going to let the Greenstar work its magic. So you can foam this on if you choose to. I just have it in an IK Mini 360, so I'm just going to spray it on. So it might be a little hard to see on camera, but you can actually see in some of these spots that the actual bug guts are actually already starting to kind of bleed and be drugged down. And so that's the cleaner itself working, which is what you want. So yeah, definitely a heck of a product. So we're gonna let that sit for a sec. It's nice and early in the morning, so there's no sun beating directly on it. You don't want to try and use this in direct sunlight to avoid drying if possible. So yeah, we'll give that another few minutes, and then we'll soak it down. All right, so the Greenstar has been sitting for a few minutes, so I'm just going to hit it with the pressure washer. I'm not going to pre-foam it. We're just going to hit it with the pressure washer and see how many bugs we can get off. So as you can see, just with the Greenstar and the pressure washer, did take off most of the bugs, but we are going to go ahead and foam the car down and then we're just going to agitate with, I think the mitt's going to be enough for this, but we'll certainly see what we can get. So as you can see, we got our Jersey bug scrubber here in the bucket, just kind of soaking with some GSF, and we got our Ray Company Cyclone wash mitt. So we're just going to foam this up real quick and get to washing. So when I was rinsing off the rest of the car, a lot of the bugs did come off, but I did want to show you just with the Jersey bug scrubber, just how safe it can be. So I purposely didn't rinse off the mirror. We're quickly just gonna go over that. You can agitate, and you can see here, the bugs are actually in the material. Same as like your wash mitt, is that the bugs will actually go into the material. And when you stick it back in your bucket to rinse off. So we're just gonna give it a low pressure rinse, just to kind of show you. Another little spot there. That's a rock chip. So, as you can see, that came out pretty darn good. Again, that's a little rock chip, unfortunately, but the rest of the mirror is clean. So yeah, overall, if you have protection on your vehicle, that's kind of ideal, but yeah. All right, and there we have it, a perfectly cleaned surface, free of bugs now. So again, just to recap, pre-soak it with some Greenstar at about 15 to 1 or so, rinse it off, and then you can foam the car. A lot of the times with my rinse, it was actually able to remove a lot of the bugs. That's because I have last step protection on there. But if you don't have last step protection, use the products like the Cyclone wash mitt or any wash mitt if you're choosing, and or the Jersey bug scrubber as I was showing you, and you can safely and easily remove bugs. Now, to help with bugs in the future, PPF is ideal, obviously not for everybody, but any last step protection, ceramic coating, anything like that, if you apply that on once the bugs are off, obviously, and you wash the vehicle, it'll certainly help making washing easier in the future. So appreciate you tuning in. TOC Supplies and Carzilla.ca, Bucky VW saves us some cash. Would certainly appreciate that. Drop a like if that's what you want to do, and hit subscribe if that's what you're into as well. I'd greatly appreciate that. So stay tuned for more, and thanks for tuning in.